أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. So this is our third key concept in Quran. So actually it's going to be about Taqwa. It is either translated as fear or God consciousness. Inshallah, we will try to go through verses to try to understand what it is, how Quran is describing that concept. So let's start with two bunches of verses, this slide and the next slide. This is going to be a description of muttaqeen, like those who have taqwa or those who attain taqwa. And based on these descriptions, let's try to rebuild what that means. But maybe before getting into there, a little bit of linguistic background about the word taqwa. So it is like the word itself means trying to protect yourself from something. Like they say, for example, if there's a fire burning, you try to protect yourself. Mariam, you can press the key from here. You can try to protect yourself from fire or avoiding the fire would be explained as taqwa, for instance. So let's see in the context what it means. This is from the very beginning of Surah Baqarah. Okay. We couldn't open the door. We were trying to open the door. We couldn't open it, but inshallah, we are opening it. So, Muttaqin, and this is from Surah Baqarah, second chapter, and the very second verse onwards until verse number 5. So it starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is the scripture whereof there is no doubt, a guidance unto those who have taqwa. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. They are those who believe in the unseen and establish worship and spend of that we have bestowed upon them. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ. They are those who believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before you, and are certain of the hereafter. أُولَئِكَ عَلَى هُدًى مِّن رَّبِّهِمْ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Such are on true guidance from their Lord. Such are the truly successful. أُولَئِكَ عَلَى هُدًى مِّن رَّبِّهِمْ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Such are on true guidance from their Lord. Such are the truly successful. So this is description of muttaqeen. Let's go through it slowly. Again. I guess beginning from the first verse, we can say something about this being a book upon which there's no doubt, but it's guidance for a certain personality type, in a sense. That's guidance for a certain personality type. And that personality type is muttaqi. So inshallah, we will come back to that at the very end. The description of muttaqin is الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the unseen, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ, establish salat, worship or the daily prayer. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, and spend of what we have bestowed upon them. Further expands, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ, who believe in what has been revealed to you, وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ, and what was revealed before you, وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ, and are certain of the hereafter. So this is the description of muttaqin. Then concludes, such are on true guidance. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَىٰ هُدًى مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ, such are on true guidance from their Lord. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ, and such are the truly successful. So what catches your attention in this description of taqwa? These are like simply 4 verses. And at the beginning of Surah Baqarah, this is one of the 3 personality types that Quran is introducing. This is how Quran opens up the speech. What do you think? No comments. Is it too hot? Because like if we go with simple translation of fear of God or God consciousness, I guess it's being a super reduced meaning. So we will try to load that meaning with the descriptions that are presented here. Since you're not talking, let me ask, what is belief in the unseen? How could it be? How is that related to fear of God or God consciousness as commonly it's being translated? What's the relationship there? People are thinking. Online people, you can also chime in. Oh, Zareen has hand. Okay, Zareen, please go ahead.
I guess one idea could be that there are things like maybe beyond what we sort of perceive of the physical world. So, for example, I guess I'll use the traditional example. If I walk into my apartment and find a bouquet of roses on my table, I won't immediately jump to the physical description of the roses, like, oh, there are these flowers that are red that have blank centimeter long stems. I'll instead see it as, oh, someone came here and left a gift for me. And that gift is something that symbolizes love, for example. So I guess these concepts like of love or other things that we see manifested in the world are things that we can't really quantify, but we have this perception or consciousness, I guess, that these things exist. And I guess to relate it to Taqwa, there must be like a source of all of these different unquantifiable feelings or emotions or concepts.
So in this regard, can we say that the person of Taqwa is someone who is aware of existence of such a source? And in this regard, I guess we are taking a creator in this case. Like, I am being given a rose, a life, sunlight, the whole existence in a sense, but I am constantly being given it in a sense that I am being carefully nurtured. This is why I think at the end, مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ, this is how it's going to conclude with it. They are the people that receive guidance from their Lord, their nurturer. So first thing that comes as part of taqwa is being conscious. the example we gave in the past about this one was like a student coming to a class, and like there are types of students who are first thinking too high of themselves. And when the teacher comes in, based on the teacher's clothing or maybe teacher's age or something, student just says, this guy doesn't seem to know anything. Like he doesn't have enough of white hair. He's still too young, so probably we'll just make fun of him. So student is not conscious of knowledge of the teacher in this case. Is just making an assumption. Such a student is going to be super, careless during the class. He will open up his laptop or pull up his phone. Teacher starts talking something, and the moment it starts getting a little heavier or something, then the student will start saying that probably he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like put the blame on the teacher, and then start playing with the phone or get into some shopping website. When the friend just what's it called, just gives a shoulder and says, you know what, this guy is, he just received the Fields Medal, since I see our Fields Medal laureate here, Ibras. So he just recently got the Fields Medal. It's like the Nobel of mathematics. Then he would say, oh, really? Like this guy is so bright. So then he takes the blame on himself and starts carefully listening to the teacher. So يؤمنون بالغيب is, I mean, from outside, you don't really see probably the teacher, like nothing is writing in his forehead that this guy is a field medalist. He is such a bright person. You can only know it based on, if you pay attention to, how he explains the concepts, like how he manifests his mathematics knowledge. You can conclude that, oh, this guy really knows something. Even if you didn't see his Fields Medal, you would say that this guy is worthy to receive Fields Medal. And then when someone says, yeah, actually he just received it last year, we say, oh yeah, you see, I was so sure that he was so accomplished. So يؤمنون بالغيب is, I do observe the existence, and based on what I see, I say that there must exist. Sorry about that. There must exist the creator, the maker of this universe is a field medalist in our analogy. So this is the first step of taqwa in this regard. Interesting. Taqwa starts with certainty. So iman in this regard is certainty. Okay. And then comes yuqimuna as-salah. How is salat part of taqwa? I mean, you can tie it with yuqimuna as-salah wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. So these two are follow-ups to taqwa. It's part of taqwa. So let's say our student got the point. He now realized that that teacher is a field medalist. And this is part of students being conscious. How about yuqimuna as-salah? Can we extend that metaphor? Yep.
Maybe in that analogy, then the student does the assignments basically that the teacher puts forth, and like spends like the time and effort to come to the class, pay attention, do the homeworks and exams and whatnot.
Yeah. How is this part of consciousness though? Like, is it like if he doesn't do it, he is afraid of teacher's wrath, or he's going to get an F, so he better do it? I think that's why time to time it's being translated as fear. But like, is the good thing for a student to really be afraid of a teacher and just do the assignments because, teachers are unpredictable creatures. They can do whatever. So if the student is aware of the teacher, student must also be aware of themselves as a student. Why am I here? What's the point of me being here? I am not here for just enjoying my time. There are better ways to enjoy your time. I'm here to learn. Like, this is also part of my consciousness. My duty in this classroom is to learn. How do I learn? Like, salat is part of my learning process. Yes, I get to know the teacher, but do I know my duty? My duty is to learn, to read everything in the name of my creator. How do I practice this? Salat, like establishing salat, is making it a day-to-day part of my life, to have this constant reminder. Who am I and who my Lord is? وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. And I am given sustenance from what is given to me. I will give it to others as their sustenance, so that they will use it for their nafaqah, for their needs, not for their leisure, but for their needs. So this act of giving charity is also becoming part of taqwa, or description of God consciousness. In my analogy, if I take it a little further with the students, so if I say that, okay, making assignments is part of your being a proper student, but also I am asking you to go and help students in the lesser class in the teaching center. Like, there's a teaching center that we have, actually in our department, we have one. Imagine that it was also part of students' duty to go there to help other students. And I say this is part of your proper student being. Because as you are teaching them, you will learn in a different way. You will realize, you will start appreciating the fact that you learned more as you're trying to teach it to others. You will realize, I guess if we go with the analogy, you will realize what you're missing in your understanding. So it's going to reinforce your understanding further. Because what is it that I'm missing in here? I am given sustenance, but I do not realize the value of the sustenance up until I give it to somebody else who is more needy. Then I realize that, oh, I was given this sustenance. It was not mine in the first place. And now I'm handing it over to someone who didn't know it. I didn't know at some point. This guy doesn't know at this point, which makes me remember that I was given in the first place. So it was not my knowledge. So if I am conscious of it, teaching to someone who doesn't know shouldn't give me arrogance saying that I know, but rather I didn't know at some point and I was taught as well. So it gives me another level of God consciousness, saying that He is my teacher. He has been my teacher. I was taught. Any comments, questions? والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك, who believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before you. What is this contributing to our consciousness? I guess we can take it as belief in the books. But what does this mean? Like, for example, do you believe in Bible? If I take it as such, probably you didn't even open its cover. Maybe you opened it somewhere, but you didn't read it. I mean, I didn't. So believing in something that's been revealed to you and to those that was revealed before you. How is this part of my consciousness, my God consciousness? Yes.
Maybe if we take it back to analogy, I was thinking that perhaps it could be that like seeing other students who took and passed the class and sort of implement what they learn might inspire more confidence in the teacher. Like, I don't know if the people here know about Rate My Professor, but people go in and like look at the comments. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not, but just as an example, people go in and look at what other students have written about the professor and what they learned, and maybe the idea is if it's a consistent message that's being taught to everyone, it's something that isn't going to change or deviate much. It's something that stays relevant, and so you would expect sort of to see that 5-star rating, I guess, or expect that 5-star rating.
So that guidance has been there, must have been there. Realizing that today something is revealed to me, and I do see it, I appreciate its relevance, I approve, I say, oh, this is so certain. Maybe even before going to what was revealed before you, what does it mean to believe in what is revealed to you? Believing in something that's revealed to me. This is how the text started, right? It says this is a book upon which there is no doubt. How can you be sure about this in the first place? Yeah, I mean, agreeing with what you just said, I'm just trying to open it up a little bit. So how can you believe in the message that's revealed to you? And believe, I mean, being sure and secure, being certain, because the word is iman. Iman means certainty, security, being sure. So something is revealed to you, how can you be sure about it? There have been many like religious figures. They have been like a cult leader at some point. They are so highly revered by their people. Whatever they say is being taken as the truth, right? But something happens, some scandal pops up, and then people say, oh, whatever he said was a lie, right? So how can you be sure about something that's being revealed to you? You're putting too much pressure on Sister Zeri, folks. Nobody's taking the question upon themselves, and Sister Zeri is feeling under too much pressure. Okay, go ahead. Say it to people.
I can just share what maybe I was thinking about. I guess I can be sure or secure to the extent that the message lines up with or aligns with my entire experience as a human. So everything that I experience in my day-to-day life or emotions, like basically everything, it should have it should tell me something about myself, I guess. And if so much as I'm able to confirm that, I guess that is the level at which I'd be secure with the message.
Yeah, to the extent that the message resonates with me, and I say, well, yeah, it's talking about me, because I am most sure about myself, because that's the closest thing to me. Like I don't know how Miriam feels about it. Like I know, because to a certain extent, like I know her for 8 years, but I am with myself for way more than 8 years. So that's the closest thing to me, like the senses, the feeling that I have. if the message comes and explains me and what I experienced to me for well, I would say, yes, this indeed is the truth. So I bear witness to the truthfulness of this message. And this message is revealed to you, so meaning that the one who comes with the message, also I say that this person has something in himself. Like it came to me through that person, not to any random person, but this specific person. So I will focus on that person as well. So there's also belief in prophethood as part of taqwa, as being mentioned here. But on top of that, I would say it's not only me, it's not only us, but the one who made me with these needs, let it be your psychological needs, your social needs, whatever needs that you have to navigate in life. People had always had those needs. So this need did not start in 610. Like this has always been there. Humanity has always had those needs. So there must have existed this teaching across the time. So I am sure it must have happened. I don't know which verses were revealed to the children of Adam alayhi salam, which verses they received, what sort of a book it was, but I am sure they must have received revelation. They must have received teaching because they were needy. As much as I am sure that children of Adam alayhi salam ate some sort of a food, let it be meat or some sort of protein at least. I am sure about this. Because if they didn't eat any protein or fat or carbohydrates, we wouldn't be here, probably. So to the extent that I exist, I am sure they ate something. I am also sure that they had some guidance. So, Muslim min qablik, I am sure that they received revelation. So how is this taqwa is then getting tied back to finding guidance? Let's tie it back to that. This is how the text started. This book is for the people of taqwa, meaning, it's a book of guidance, but who is going to benefit from those guidance? Only people of taqwa can benefit from guidance. They are those they're upon guidance of their Lord. What does this tell us in terms of relationship between taqwa and guidance? What do you think? Brother Wilkham, would you like to say, Sister Zareen?
Sure, for this specific question, I guess, like giving all the prerequisites, these are required for getting guidance and for being
Successful.
So if you want to get guidance, you have to be in such a state as explained before. And if you want to have the true success in life, again, you need to be in such state and receive guidance.
Like if I say to my student in the class, if you want to be successful in this class, it's really the first part of first lecture is happening with this. We go through syllabus, and yesterday, I went through this actually. Students are there. They are like summer, it is hot there. They want to chill, but now they're in a classroom locked up for 80 minutes listening to me. So it's an important class. If you want to be successful in this class, you should do this, and you should not do this and that. And if you become conscious of what you are up to, what's your goal, and if you do your assignments on time and don't care about the letter grades, yes, if you do your assignments properly, I will give you a good letter grade. But letter grade is not the aim. It's just a symbol of your success. So don't get caught up with the letter grade. So if you would like to benefit from my guidance, I am here to give you guidance in this classroom as a teacher. You should be conscious of your role. You should trust me in terms of, I have been teaching this. I did my studies in here for several years and whatnot, trust me, but you will also see that as we go through, everything I explain in this class will start clicking. So in this life then, to whom does Quran become a guidance? Because Quran is a book of guidance, but if I am aware of who is speaking in the book, if I take the speaker in the book as some person in the history, or if I take the speaker in the book as, I don't know, God, but who is God? If I take the speaker in the book as my Lord, oh, that's a different description now, because my Lord means I am being maintained, I am being sustained. And who maintains and sustains me is talking in here, speaking to me. So who knows me better than I know myself is speaking to me. Then things are starting to change. So as all these fit into the picture, then Quran becomes a book of guidance to me. Otherwise, I cannot benefit from that. So this is, and apparently Quran is putting taqwa as a way to benefit from its guidance. So this is why at the very second page, it welcomes us saying that if you want to benefit from here, this is what you need to work on. Taqwa is a must for that reason. Yes.
I didn't talk because I didn't want to interrupt you. That beautiful flow. So we can also take this as, like, if we take the Quran as the creation, as we sometimes do, that this is the book that you are living in. And we can also read these ayahs as building a personality, a type of personality that would benefit from this creation. And who is this person? First of all, he realizes that in this creation, there is no doubt, meaning you see an order there. For instance, when I drop a ball, there's no doubt that it will hit the ground. There's always an order there. I can follow it. And when you think about it, we usually take it as granted, but when you think about it, our ability to write an equation to describe anything in the physical world is so amazing. Like, it's unbelievable. There's something happening there. Some people call it a random motion. At the large scale, we observe as if there's an order. But no matter how deep you go, there will be always an accompanying equation. Such a interesting creation in which there's no doubt, no space for ambiguity almost. Always there's an order, and you can understand this order. It's not also beyond your comprehension. Otherwise, you would find it very doubtful. Such a interesting creation, within such an order, and you can comprehend this order. You realize that. And this person is muttaqin, as you said, like being conscious, meaning being very careful about whatever happening around him or her. This happened, that happened, or there must be something about that.
This became their second nature.
Exactly. Like there must be something going on here. And continue that, believe in unseen. This is a must. This is the beginning point, actually. You can also take this as definition of the muttaqin, as we did. So to be aware of, conscious of everything, first you have to understand that within this order that I can comprehend, there is always something beyond what I simply observe. Right? And you can even take it within the natural order, quote unquote, as well. To become a proper scientist, for instance, you have to see the order, and then you have to be able to go beyond what you observe. Otherwise, you are in use. It will be just a chaotic creation, as they say, no chaos, no creation. And there will be a chaos, and out of this chaos, something will emerge. Mystic, what is it? Miraculously, magically. And this is religion, right? These people would claim. But no, for muttaqin, they will say, no, this is an order that I can comprehend. And everything I observe, I see, calls me towards something. There is something beyond what I observe. I believe in unseen. And then establishing worship, it's like you see this, you make the connection with the unseen, and you don't stop there. You apply it in your life. Your life, the way you live your life, is transformed now. When you speak, you don't speak like others. When you walk, you don't walk like others because you are so careful. Others will just step on every animal they see, like the ants, the insects, whatever. But for you, you say, no, there must be a meaning there. So you will be so careful, as one of the Sahaba describes muttaqin, as if walking among bushes of roses with thorns. Right? You are so careful so that these thorns will not hurt you. Right? So you can take it as you will be so scared of being sinful, whatever. So you will be so careful. But you can also take it as, oh, with every step of mine, I will be so careful because there's always a value and meaning in this creation. I shouldn't harm it. Right? It goes like that, establish worship and then spend of what we have bestowed upon them, realizing everything about you also, part of this order. And you are constantly being given something, and you should spend it very carefully. It's not meaningless. Right? You start valuing whatever given to you as well, not because you have it, but because it's coming from the same source that puts all this order in front of you. Goes like that, everything revealed to you in this moment, you make sense. Everything revealed to you before that, you make sense. And you are certain whatever being going to be revealed to me as a consequence of this present moment, it will also make sense. And I will try to make sense of it as well.
So the existence itself is a completely meaningful book,
yes,
rather than nonsensical things happening.
Within the moment you observe, everything is meaningful. And also between the moments, there is always an order as well. Different type of order. We call it as time. Doesn't matter. But order is always there. Meaning is always there for you to read it. And it becomes book, right? Mm-hmm. So as if within every word you read, there's always an order between the letters. And between words as well, or between paragraphs, pages, what is revealed to you before you, hereafter, there's always an order too. And then finally it says, only when you do that, this creation will be guidance for you. And then only if you are such a person, you will be successful in this life.
That is what makes life a success.
Exactly. Yeah. So no matter what happens to you, some animals trying to kill you with their bombs, you will say, I'm successful. I can read your bombs. You cannot, but I can read. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
The part where it says, "Who believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before you." So are you saying that the part where it says has been revealed to you, that's not necessarily a book, that's like everyday's blessings. We can take that as revelation.
We can, yes.
Okay.
And this is what in Brother Birkan's explanation, now he was taking the existence itself as a book. And in this case, every moment is being carefully written, and you are being written by your creator as a book. So the moments are being revealed to you and to those that was revealed before you. Are they a meaningful inscribing? Like the life itself is a meaningful text, meaningful book, which has an author and he keeps writing.
Just one word that you use, the blessing. I'm sure you use it in a proper way, but sometimes I use blessing only to refer to things that I enjoy. Right? So I have, for instance, my such a blessing. I have my food, such a blessing.
Mhm.
But the ayah actually saying that everything that is being revealed to you, and everything that is being given to you, a fight you just had with your boss, say, it is a revelation.
Mhm.
I don't know, a hateful speech that you received from a hateful person, it's a revelation. And as a person who has taqwa, you can look at it and say that, yes, there's an order.
Right, everything, not
Yes.
just the good, bad. and
Exactly.
just- Yeah. Is it also including the book itself, like the Quran, this ayah, or no?
It does.
Okay.
So Quran is speaking to everyone. So in a single sentence, Quran includes so many meanings. So one meaning of the verse, when I take it as revealed to you, I can take it as, sometimes they do it within parentheses, you, O Muhammad, they say. So it simply becomes Quran revealed to prophets and other scriptures revealed to other prophets. So that is one meaning. And the way I was explaining it, I was focusing on that aspect of the sentence. But another aspect is, if we take it as read in general, like the first command being read to the prophet when there was nothing to read actually. So he was commanded with the command read, there's nothing to read. So if I take read in the sense of reading the book of universe, the universe is a book, I am a book, everything is a book, and it has an author, like nothing is happening naturally. So in this regard, actually every particle is like a tip of a pen. You don't see the pen holder who is holding the pen, but those particles are moving and making your face or making everything you see. Like it's real-time drawing is taking place. So what does the author tell with this message? So reading it in the name of Lord who creates. This is how the first revelation became. So the same verses then can be read in this regard as well. So this is why Quran has multiple meanings. Like Quran has like sab'a samawat, 7 heavens coming from 7 layers, multiple layers, infinite layers, because the speaker is all-knowing. It's not like a limited human being speaking to just mean a certain limited amount of meanings. Yes.
And some scholars like Imam Mursi would say the words like kitab and Quran as well refer to multiple things in Quran. When we say kitab, it's talking about the kitab, the book of creation, the book that you are holding in your hand, the book of your nafs, your soul. It's another book, right? And also the word Quran as well does not only refer to the book, the Mus'haf that you read. The creation is the Quran, the Mus'haf is Quran. Like what you're reading there is Quran. What is revealed to you is Quran.
Yeah. Any follow-up questions, comments?
That makes sense.
Okay.
It's a very deep way of interpreting everything.
And I'm just noticing that I skipped this part. وَبِالْآخِرَةُ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ. Like they also have certainty in akhirah. So, and in this regard, if we go with our student analogy, like a student having certainty about akhirah means, I am taking this class, but what I learn in here is for a purpose. Like there is a meaning that I am going through this education. I'm not simply getting this education for, I don't know, because I'm here, but I am doing it because I'm getting trained for looking at world from a perspective, which is being an engineer. And as an engineer, it gives me a mature perspective to look at anything at the moment as well. Because if a student learns, let's say, how to study algorithms, any problem in their day-to-day life, they can approach this from that lens. But also, they are going to have a professional life where they will be practicing this day in, day out. So there is an outcome of it. Likewise, in this life, now I'm living the life, but as Brother Birkan was saying, my boss yelled at me today. I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, what is the meaning behind it? Whatever I am going to learn from this should have an afterlife, like an outcome of it, which is going to be useful for me eternally. Like forever, I'm going to make use of the message that comes out of this interaction. Or let's say you have a newborn baby. Let's see if parents of newborn babies are here. No. Okay. So you have a newborn baby, but your interaction with your baby is going to be like, should have some afterlife. It shouldn't simply be like, we enjoyed those good days past. So try to enjoy your moments right now. They will not come back again. For such a perspective, there's no afterlife. Because the moment is there, you enjoy your baby is grown up and it's done. Those days are past. Nothing is gone for afterlife. But if I take it as I'm realizing mercy, infinite mercy of my Creator, infinite power of my Creator, knowledge of my Creator, as I'm interacting with this baby. We were with Abdurrahman over the weekend. Like, mashallah, Ibrahim's eyebrows are so detailed, beautiful. I said, just look at those eyebrows. You cannot even maintain like this baby's guess. This is what Abdurrahman is trying to do. Just keeps tapping the baby so that the baby doesn't cry. And that much, and he is struggling with this. He says for 5 hours he didn't sleep and whatnot. So you're not able to do this simple act of tapping. Look at every single one of those eyebrows. Like the one he's taking care of to the tip of this eyebrow, so much detail, and you are doing so much of a crude job and you're not good at it. So what sort of a sustainer, provider you have? That is what will stay with you. So there's going to be an afterlife of it. And if you extrapolate it, the one who educates me in this life is not doing it for nothing. It's not that once I go to grave, I'm not going to become nothing. I cannot. It doesn't make any sense. Then this existence becomes totally meaningless, although it was full of meaning up until this point, because like up until وَبِالْآخِرَةُ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ, it all talked about meaning. So I am sure about it, and now comes to death of this moment or death 60 years later, doesn't matter. And I say, this is meaning, and then there's meaningless, it doesn't make sense. So it cannot be anything other than a transition. So I am sure that there is life and eternal life. And my moment is just part of that eternity. Such people, this is what success is. So Quran is concluding by saying that this is what is success. Don't look for any other success. And if you are here for such a success, you're in the correct classroom, welcome. So now the teacher welcomes me saying that, okay, now you're in the right classroom. I can help you. I can give you guidance. If you're not coming with this mindset, though, I cannot help you, which is what will be the following verses, because after here, there are going to be 3 verses which mentions the deniers, like intentionally, people who are intentionally cover up the truth. Student is in the classroom, but he is being this arrogant, saying that no matter what, this guy doesn't know anything. You know what? We are here, it's for party. And even if he's a field medalist, I know he's a field medalist, but I don't care. I think what matters is college is for fun. Let's have fun. Mr. Zareen, is this a comment? No. I'm just trying to catch any hands. So, yes. And then the third group is hypocrites. I mean, it's not part of today's discussion. That's why I'm going over it really quick. The third group that this intro of Quran mentions, and for hypocrites, I think there are 13 or more verses. Like Muttaqeen, 4 verses talk about Muttaqeen. These are the best students, the proper students. Talks about deniers, 3 verses. And then comes Munafiqun, the hypocrites. They are the ones who sometimes say, yeah, studying is good, I want to study. And then when the party boys come, oh yeah, I would like to party. Like going back and forth, not really sure what they are. Neither benefiting from the party life as the party boys do, nor learning anything. Like going back and forth. And as if Quran is saying that this is even worse than the deniers, because at least deniers are enjoying their party life. Like they are coming to class, and at least in their arrogance, they don't care about the teacher, but they do party. Muttaqeen are enjoying the certainty of what they are up to. But the Munafiqun is like going back and forth, trying to benefit from both, but benefiting from neither. As Quran in detail describes the mindset of this hypocrisy. And it's again talking about us. Yes.
As you said, the Muttaqin is one who has the certainty about the creation or the Quran. And when we look at the Munafiqun, we usually take it as like a hypocrite, as people kind of intentionally just lying. Oh yeah, I believe, but then go and act as if unbeliever. But I guess we can also take it as people who are missing some of these requirements. And when we think like more in detail for every item listed here, remove one of them, and the success will be gone completely. It's one example. Like, as I mentioned at the beginning, like I gave the example of scientists. Like the scientists ones, they look at the creation as if sometimes, as if it's a book with an order written, but then act in a way as if it is happening by itself. You see, this is like a hypocrisy, munafiqun. In a moment, acting as if there is a meaning there, there's an order there. But then when they start writing, publishing, they would say, oh, no, there's no order. Actually, it is just chaos happening by itself, going back and forth. When they are conversing with their students, they will use all these beautiful words, the elegance of the creation, how everything is meaningful. But then when it comes to receiving their Nobel Prize and giving a speech, they will just say they have no meaning, a speckle of dust in this vast cosmos, etc. Going back and forth. Or you will see all these orders, but then don't make the connection between the order and the orderer. Don't see how everything in time also related to each other will lead you to the fear of destruction. Today I was watching a speech about the AI. The guy was saying that as we develop more and more, it will crush us just like we unintentionally crush ants. Not because it will hate us or try to destroy us, The moment, our goals, its goal conflicts, it will just like we destroy ants when they invade our house. So scared of the things that being developed. The order gives him the fear. No success for him. He cannot be certain about the hereafter. So we can also read the Munafiqun in this way as well. Any part of this not there, you salam. You see the order, but the way you live is not reflecting this. You cannot have success. Remove any one of this, and then you become munafiqun, or you become a loser.
So in this regard, really, nifaq it's like an interval. It's wider. This is why Quran first talk about black and then white, or white and then black, and then saying that staying in this gray area, check for yourself, because Quran is, as it's being described in here, like Alhamdulillah, since we believe in God, we believe in books, we believe in afterlife, we pray. So it looks like muttaqin is me. It's not talking like this. It's talking about a trait, saying that if to the extent that you enter under this condition, you will find guidance. To the extent that you enter into the condition of, even if guidance comes to you or does not come to you, it is the same. This is the verse verse 6 that comes right after. If you have such a mindset, then you will be a denier. But what if, when it's okay to you, you go with this, and when the other one sounds nicer to you, you go with the other approach. Going with my student analogy, in the classroom, like I had such students. He comes to my office, he says, "Oh, teacher, I love your class. And you know what you taught me last time? It appeared in interview last week." And then I get excited. I'm saying that, okay, this student is starting to pick it up. And then I realized that my TA then says, gives me the list of people who cheated. His name appears in the cheaters list. And then he says, "Oh, I have started practicing this and this and that." Again, I get hopeful about the student. Then in the final exam, I read his exam paper and he gets 60. I say, look, this kid is going back and forth. Like sometimes, yes, he wants to study time to time, and then there's a soccer match. Then he chooses joy, momentary joy, something that doesn't have any afterlife, over what could stay with him for further. In my life as well, I attend some discussion, I hear like some verses being mentioned, or sometimes some bad things happen to me, which reminds me of my creator, and I become appreciative of my creator. And I truly say, "Oh, my creator, I love you truly." And I'm honestly saying this at that moment, maybe. But then 5-10 minutes passes, and then they say, "Oh, you know what? Gold prices is jumping up, and then you should invest in gold." Oh, I forgot to think. And all my worries about, like, because gold prices, it goes up and down. There's nothing afterlife about it. At most, it will go 60 years from now. There's no after. So, but I get stuck with it. So I go back and forth between the two. So taqwa, this consciousness, staying with me, is going to be important. And this is why in many other verses, we just covered one of them, but there will be means for preserving taqwa, for example. Fasting is going to be one, as we will see. Fasting is ordained to you so that you attain taqwa. There's going to be another one, like sacrificing animals. It's going to be a sign of taqwa, as Quran will mention. It's going to keep me in the loop. It will make me conscious, keep me conscious, because I keep forgetting when somebody mentions gold prices. So yeah, my wealth is decaying. I would like to preserve it. So inshallah, let's conclude here for today, because I have a good number more of verses here. Yes, there's a
question before we conclude. So kind of hearing all of these descriptions, suddenly I have the fear that I am actually a hypocrite in some regards. So I was just wondering, what is the distinction between like truly behaving like you're trying to go back and forth versus like having periods of difficulty where you have sometimes low iman and sometimes high iman? Like, is that still a sign of like hypocrisy when sometimes things just feel too hard?
Sahabi was constantly in fear of being a hypocrite. So it's not a bad thing, actually, it's a good thing. And actually, this means they read Quran for themselves. Because if I read Quran and when it talks about hypocrites, if I feel like it's already talking about somebody else, then it's not being guidance for me. It's guidance at best to take my guard towards them. And even you don't know who is hypocrite. Like you shouldn't blame anybody as hypocrite either. So it simply becomes like a contradictory statement, right? If Quran is describing me others as hypocrites, and I cannot blame anybody as hypocrite because I don't know their hearts. So then this guidance in there, if it is for describing others, it becomes, if I'm not going to accept any contradiction, pointless. But if I take it as no, all these three descriptions of believer, like muttaqeen, innal ladhina kafaru, those who deny, and then when it comes to munafiqun, it's describing human. And I am a human. I can be there, I can be here, I can be here. I can be in all three at the same time, actually. In certain aspects of my life, I might be conscious of my creator. In some other aspects of my life, I might be intentionally covering up the truth. In some other aspects of life, I am in between. Like we can read this as such. We can even read Surah Al-A'raf as such as well. Like Surah Al-A'raf talks about people that are in between. So I can read it as, oh, it's a place in between heaven and hell, and then those people in there, like, good, but how is it going to become a guidance for me here and now? So what is paradise? What is hell? And where am I? Sometimes really you feel like the people in between, you admire those in paradise, like those people who are not really bothered too much about whether the gold prices go up or down. Maybe they're not living too luxury of a life, but you see that they live a very content life. And you admire them. You admire their tranquility, their, like, even if economically struggling or whatever, but they're content. And you sometimes admire them. On the other hand, you see your friend who is so successful, but keeps publishing and publishing. But at the same time, that person is like in a hell. In other words, I am also inclined towards success aspect of it, but also I hate the hell that comes with it. I see that this person is struggling so much, like not able to properly sleep, and doesn't want to sleep because there's this pressure. If you sleep more, you cannot enjoy. So he or she is not even enjoying their sleep. So it's a hell. So I don't want it. I want to get here, but something in there also attracts me. So I am staying in between, hesitant. So yes, we should be worried about being hypocritical at every moment of our lives. What motivates me? How sincere am I? And this is a good drive. I mean, not to drive us crazy, but to drive us lean towards finding guidance and taqwa. And also, it's a good state to be in to say that, oh, my creator, I am seeking your guidance. Like by myself, I'm not able to. I'm declaring my neediness of how am I going to choose which one. Yeah.
Also, like you said, these three descriptions. So in Quran, these words like muttaqin, kafir, munafiqun, they are never used for labeling. This is the kafir, this is muttaqin, this is the munafiqun. Let alone a label for the outcome, meaning, okay, you are labeled as a kafir and you will be go to hell. It's not that way. The Quran is there to describe you to yourself, your states, your certain attitudes are really, truly attitude of kafir. Your certain attitudes are truly, there's no question, like there's no even, you said, what is the distinction between munafiqun and, by up and downs? No, there's no distinction. Your certain state, your certain attitudes are definitely munafiqun, the Hippocratic attitudes. Or certain states are muttaqin attitudes. Your job, by the guidance of Quran, to then identify these states, make sense of them. You say, okay, why I had this suffering in my life at this moment? Quran says you get the suffering because it's your hellfire for your denial. So when you take it that way, as if a doctor telling you you have, I don't know, eczema. You wouldn't say that, oh, how dare you call me a person with an eczema? What am I going to do that? It's like describing you. No, what you have is eczema. And you need to put this cream on it. Do the same thing.
Let's conclude here. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين